What's up, guys? This is your heartthrob and favorite leading man, Mikey B, and you are watching WTP, Wrestling Today Podcast.
What is up, WTP fam? It's your boy back with another one, and today I got a very special guest for the first time here on the channel, Mr. Jase Osei. How are you doing today, man?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Pretty excited to be here today because I've been wanting to talk to you ever since the first time I saw you at NTW's New Beginnings 4, I believe.
hmm
You were a
Yeah, what's it?
special.
Yeah, I
You
was a
were
special
the
guest referee.
special guest referee, but I believe you were in a match before that. I can't quite remember. Maybe at the CTW event, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I was facing Red Chambers.
Yes, I remember all that. I'm like, man, okay, this guy I didn't get to see him there, but I saw my new beginnings. I'm like, holy crap, this guy's huge. I think you put your
I
hand
try
on
my
my.
best.
I think you put your hand on my shoulder, and I was like, holy crap, dude, come on, your legs on me.
Hey, look, man, I try my best. You know what I'm saying? I said I want to be strong, but still be safe enough to live with the civilians. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, because I know there's quite a bit of big guys out there that don't know their own strength. It's like, come on, man, you just messed up my shoulder.
Hey, look, as any hospital bills you need, you just send it my way. I got you, all right?
I got you, man. Appreciate that. But before we begin, man, I just give you a moment to let everyone get to know you, like where you from. I mean, and everything like that. How old are you? Just simple things, real quick, so we can get to know Jace a little bit better.
Well, yeah, I'm Jase Osei, go by the Ronin. Originally from London, England, but what brought me to Texas was college football. I played for Baylor University. Then I also played for Texas A&M Commerce, which is now called East Texas A&M. And after football, I had my WWE tryout, which got me into wrestling. And then I've been on the indie circuit ever since. And then in addition to that, I do martial arts. I've done mixed martial arts, so had a couple cage fights and won. And my disciplines for martial arts are Dutch style kickboxing and Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, in which I'm a brown belt. So I'm a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu.
So all I got from all that was don't mess with him. He can legit kick your ass.
Hey, basically, man, if you touch my Wingstop wings, it's on.
Oh, don't touch the wings, guys. Anything but
Hey,
the
don't touch the
wings.
wings.
Not even the fries. Don't touch the fries. If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you
But
know, you know.
But man, that's quite a bit of a resume. I mean, how old are you, by the way? Like, you look fairly young.
Um, I'm 39.
You're 39.
Yes, sir.
That's good genetics right there. I'm just gonna say it. Genetics. What's that old saying?
Yeah,
Black don't crack.
I do. It don't crack, and then also the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Man, but WWE, college football, that's what got you to the U.S. In
hmm
particular, Texas. Um, my little one's in here with me right now. Thank you. Say hi about the friend. Okay, go ahead.
Hi,
She says hi.
hi.
I got little ones too. You were just talking about your little one before we started, right?
Yeah, what's
uh,
it? I got my youngin. She is 1.5. Going to turn 2 later on this year, and yeah, she's literally probably been like the best person ever to get to know this year because you start seeing them growing up and you start seeing them go through so many different phases of life, and it's just like one of those special things because you get to watch it you get to watch it every day.
yeah.
Like I have nephews and nieces and so forth, and you see them growing up, but you don't really see them every day. You see them every so often when you visit, or maybe a couple of weeks at a time. But then when it's your own kiddo, when you see them just before your eyes changing and just becoming different human beings, learning different
Yeah.
stuff, it's such a special.
It's
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
she's 9. She's gonna be 9 this month actually. Next week, next Saturday.
Hi, congratulations, happy birthday.
Appreciate that. But yeah, they're a handful when they get older. It never stops.
Yes.
See what I mean? Thank you. That's nice. See, like everybody. See,
Oh, that's actually really good. Yeah, you got some talent, kid.
thank you, thank you, thank you. But we know your dad played college football, WWE tryout, and you've been on the independent scene for how long now?
Oh, it'll probably be about maybe 6 years or so.
6 years.
Yeah,
Man,
so not crazy long.
not too crazy. And have you been like since college football? Have you always just been in combat sports, or have you been doing other career paths, or just
So pretty much combat sports has been in my blood since I've been young. So it probably was I left combat sports for a while to do American football, then went back to combat sports once it was available to me again. In terms of what I do outside of combat sports, it deals with technology. So I'm a tech nerd,
ah,
I can pretty much code and, fix network switches and so forth. That's pretty much what I went to school for.
okay.
And it's a very rewarding career. It allows you to think and get to know things on such an analytical level. So that's always been one of my passions, in addition to all the combat sports and just athletics in general, just like, moving my body and so forth, because I'm very big into fitness and I do a lot of parkour as well. So, kind of all the, kind of crazy flips and,
Oh yeah.
jumping over stuff and whatnot. So that's what kind of keeps me, that's what's when people see me do athletic stuff in the ring, it's because of all the parkour in addition to the martial arts. So that's what makes me
Oh
so
yeah.
athletic.
Because I'm checking out your ring gear, and I feel like I'm getting like Assassin's Creed vibes from it, with a little
Yeah,
bit, martial arts, anime kind of stuff in there.
yeah. So really, it's kind of like a nomad slash samurai, Ronin, a masterless warrior.
Hmm.
Um, the whole motif was meant to be based off of having no masters, not trying to follow what people try to tell you to do in terms of everybody has this way of trying to live life, but you can make your own path and you don't need to necessarily like take direction from people for your path. And when you have martial arts and you have strength, you can use that to, if anybody tries to tell you any different, you just say, well, hey, impose your will on me and make me think different, And I think that's where the whole, I said again, the martial arts vibe was coming from, just, no boots, because that's how I fight in general, no boots and so forth. And, the raps just to kind of like, pay homage to, um, the kickboxing styles and the brutalness of what I do for street martial arts.
Yeah, because the well, I was speaking to you, and it's all coming together to me now. I'm like, okay, that all of it makes sense, and everything you describe is kind of like how you describe your life, right? Because you make your own path. I mean, you said it: football, wrestling, martial arts, kickboxing, all of it. I mean, and only before you're 40. That's very impressive, man. And you're still a kid at heart because I see the posters behind you, the drawings. Um,
Yeah.
I gotta stay a kid at heart too. 37. I still collect wrestling merch.
Hey, look, man. That's the one thing. That's the beauty of the pro wrestling world. I think is everybody can be who they are, and there isn't anybody who feels out of place for liking wrestling or liking what they like, anime, cartoons, all those things. I think life it it becomes daunting because you get so many people who try to put so many restrictions on things you can do, or this is what you should be doing, or this is your this or your that, and it's like, well, how about I could just like what I like, or do what I want to do, or just enjoy something I want to enjoy. I'm not hurting nobody. I'm not causing anybody pain. I'm just trying to be entertained. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that 100% because I remember when years ago, I said I'm gonna do a wrestling podcast. It's like, what are you
Hmm.
gonna like? What's that gonna be about? Like, I don't know. Probably just talk about WWE and stuff. And then years later, here I am talking to professional wrestlers on the independent circuit. I'm like, who knew? It's like I didn't think I'd sit here and talk to the future stars of tomorrow. Um,
Hey, anything is possible, and I think that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of being in America. Like it's a land of opportunity, a land of things that can happen, and yes, you're putting your best foot forward every day. Anything can happen, and congrats to you on the wrestling podcast. This is great, and thank you for having me on. By the way, this this is
you're
this is
welcome.
awesome.
And tell me about it. I'm like, man, I get to talk to wrestlers about wrestling. It's crazy though because everyone's like, "Oh, I mean, I thought you would want to go for those guys that are already at the top of the industry." Like, who wants to talk to those guys? I want to talk to the guys that are grinding it out now. I want to hear those stories. Like, I could hear about these guys taking one flight here, one flight there, but I want to hear about the grind to get to that part because we hear from like WWE Unreal. We hear about that every time we turn on Netflix now, right? And
Hmm.
you watch any kind of interview on any mainstream platform, it's like they're just talking about the same old thing. Versus the guys on the independent scene, like, what's it take to get there? Like, I heard from a couple guys before, and they all have different stories because they all have different journeys, right? And your journey was a little bit different as well. You talked about the college football, you had a WWE trial, and then you have everything else that you're passionate about, and it's like, wow, that's a really interesting journey to hear about. Um, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, it's everybody has a story, especially in this business. Everybody has a different thing that brought them into the business, a different thing that's keeping them there, and also a different journey, different motivations, different goals that they want to achieve. And it's beautiful to see because you can really meet a lot of people who are different to yourself. And it allows you to kind of form a different perspective of the world. Because I feel like sometimes growing up, it's easy to kind of stick with a clique that's closely aligned to you, whether it be through race, just where you live, like, things you like and so forth. But then as you grow older, you start to realize that you sometimes put some distance between yourself and those people, not because you don't like them, it's just life happens. People move, you just grow apart and so forth. And then you have to kind of like, make different social circles. And I think that, this business makes it easy for different people to kind of like, make a social circle because
Oh yeah.
we're pretty much being joined together by one thing. And then, that's one part of it. But then when you get to know them in a different level, you get to see like, oh, this is who you are. You're a completely different person. But that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I can get to know you and then also just get to learn about something new and something different.
Yeah, because honestly, if I saw you out in public, I'd be like, "Oh crap, stay away from that guy. He'd probably crush your head." Look,
Hey, the
you
amount of times I get that,
you look like a bouncer at a club or something. I was like, probably a rapper's bodyguard or something. Let's go this way.
hey, I'll take it. That means that, hey, look, as long as people don't want to mess with me, man, I'll take it because it's like I know I can fight and I know I can do all that stuff, but like if I can have a lazy night, I'll definitely take it.
Oh yeah, I definitely a lot of people would, no lie. Um, but let's move forward a little bit. We've talked about the path to get to pro wrestling. Now let's get into the actual journey in pro wrestling. Now, um, so you've been doing it for 6 years. So
Hmm.
where did you train at, if you don't mind me asking?
So I trained in a couple of places. I trained with the late Sir Mo at Bumps and Bruises Academy, and my head coach was Dante Smiley, who's very big in Texas. He's been on AEW. He's also been on Control Your Narrative, and he's done some stuff with NWA. And then my coach in England, Sid Scala at Hustle Wrestling. So I've been training with them. A few of their guys have had WWE tryouts, and there's one person who's in the WWE currently. She's signed to NXT, and then a bunch of people that went to Japan and have worked with AEW, worked with Marigold Wrestling. So it's a pretty reputable school, and it's taught me a lot. And those are the places that kind of got me where I'm at right now in terms of all my wrestling skills and knowing the professional wrestling circuit and so forth.
So I would probably think that your martial arts background kind of gives you is kind of credit to you going to the different schools to learn the different styles and techniques and everything from different people with different mindsets?
Yeah, I think the one thing that I've learned, which is also with martial arts, and especially doing mixed martial arts, and even when you kind of look at how certain martial arts came to be and how they evolve, it is if you stay in one place, then you will learn a style, but then when you kind of like go to visit different places or see different places or kind of, okay, I've learned something here for a while. Now let me go and learn this part of the discipline. We're going to learn, the discipline away from here. It only just rounds out your education, so then you learn more, and then you're able to do more. And so then when you kind of, especially have matches on the circuit, they just look so unique
Yeah,
because there's going to probably be a lot of things that people haven't seen, especially if you've got like a crowd that's very local to a certain area and they've seen um, a lot of wrestlers trained by the same people. They're going to see a lot of the same things, but then, throw somebody else into the mix who's kind of come from somewhere else and they kind of learn some different things. Then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's different. And you have them engaged now. And I think that's probably been one of the biggest advantages for me, where I'm able to kind of draw on so many facets of what I know and what I've learned to be able to put it together. And then, add into the fact that, I'm a big guy and some of the stuff that I do, it really does make a unique product that, when people see it, they're like, what was that? What I'm saying? Kind of like,
oh,
that's crazy.
I mean, I can imagine, man. But yeah, I mean, you said it, you hit it right on the nose. Like there is different styles, there is different techniques, and you know, UK wrestling is probably a little bit different than Japan wrestling and American wrestling because I know in Japan they have what a strong style, and I know
Hmm.
in the UK, I mean, there's a long list of guys from from over there that can throw hands really good, and then of course the
Hmm.
American style. Um, You can't forget about that. Like all different styles, all different techniques, and you pretty much went around the world to do all this. Uh,
Yeah.
literally,
And I
right?
think, hey, and it's kind of crazy when especially like kind of thinking about it, even hearing you talk about it right now, it's kind of crazy because it's like, yeah, I really have. And that's really great because, there's not many people that get to experience that or, kind of say like, hey, I came from a different country, living in a different country, then I go back home to learn more like it's a different country. And then, I get to bring the best of both worlds together and hopefully advertise the product in two different places and you know maybe give people who look like me or kind of have that same niche as me a chance in the future
Yeah,
to do something great.
yeah, most definitely. Because I know there's a very short list of people that have gone from MMA to wrestling and wrestling to MMA. You just want to show these today. Okay, okay, baby, go play. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
She's really proud of her artwork. We'll hang it up on the
I know
wall.
you're good.
But yeah, the short list of MMA to wrestling, wrestling to MMA, uh, they all had challenges trying to adapt and everything, and I'm sure you did at first, right? Adapting to the wrestling
Yeah,
style.
yeah, I think especially for my tryout because my tryout was literally the first experience I had of professional wrestling at all. And then, it was actually in the middle of one of my MMA camps. So, like, literally, I had the tryout. Then, about 2 weeks later, I had my fight. And it was different because obviously there's a lot of skills that, kind of translate. Like, for instance, taking a bump is essentially a judo break fall. And then, obviously, like a lot of the rolling and stuff. But I think, you start to kind of learn about the art of wrestling and how you have to kind of change your mindset and adapt to something different. And, especially when you kind of step into a ring and realize how different it is to step into like a cage or a boxing ring. Now it kind of makes you think about a lot. So you start to tend to overthink. But then, I think the biggest thing about going to practice and practicing hard and, getting as many reps as you can is that's what helps you to stop thinking and start doing. And it became really quick for me to do that because I was just putting that work in, trying to get those reps so in that way I could build better muscle memory to take what I know from outside and then bring it inside the wrestling ring. And I think when people see that, they respect it. I think everybody kind of has this idea of like, you see a big man, he's going to be just this lumbering, oaf that's just going to be walking around the ring, just doing a lot of like just stereotypical big guy
just
stuff
throwing them
or
around and just chops
that
and
part,
slow punches and all.
that,
I blame
that part, and I
WWE for
think
that. I honestly blame them for that for back in the day.
hey them and also like a lot of these like stereotypical movies where you see the big henchman and all he is big and strong, and I
Oh
think
yeah, you
oh no
can
go
you can blame them for that as well. But
I
they've kind
mean
of they
it's
redeemed themselves lately in the current time, right?
yeah, and I think that's where you're kind of starting to see a lot of what they call hybrids. And I think, because my main thing is, I always tell people, the one thing that I want people to remember the Ronin by when you see him competing is you just never know what he's going to do or how he's going to strike. And anytime he could get you from anywhere at any time. And it should force you to be aware and kind of respect that.
Oh yeah, I definitely believe that because I'm just sitting here, like I said, looking at your profile and these pictures, man. I don't know, I mean, they're a little scary. I'm seeing pictures though from a recent trip. Uh, but before we get into your trip, I mean, I'm gonna ask the question: do you get the Obafemi question a lot?
Oh yeah, all the time. I feel like everybody like it's either they ask it or they do the walk, the and I say, hey, look, you know what? I'll definitely I'll take it as a compliment, and I'll definitely like be flattered by it.
Oh yeah, because I think at New Beginnings, when the viewers saw you, like because we were able to go live and everything for that show, just your entrance, people were just like in awe of you. Like how big is he? Because like we camera work helps out a lot to to see fans sometimes, right? Like you're a tall guy. You're like what, six something, almost seven,
Yeah, I'm like 6'4".
6'4". Like okay, you're taller than me. That's all I know. Everybody looks 7 foot compared to me, right? I'm only 5'6". But like you're just a big dude. You're like, how much do you weigh?
280 pounds.
Yeah, Sioba's like what, 301, 303, something like that.
Hmm.
That's what they described him at SummerSlam.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, he's a
that's
big dude, man.
yeah, but you're not slouch either, man. Don't discredit yourself that much. You got the six pack going almost.
Hey,
You got the size going, but you look like you slimmed
hey,
down
look,
for
I'm trying
some
my
though.
best. Yeah, no, I say I definitely have like I think working on the physique has been a big thing, but with all the training and I'm a very active person, so I'm always like moving, staying active. Naturally, you just kind of get a little bit, you just get a little bit trim and slimmer, and kind of tighten up as
So
it goes along.
so you probably get to do what a lot of people don't get to do. You probably get a lot of cheat meals.
To be honest, like I really don't, mostly because um, number one, it's super hot outside, so I tend to drink a lot of water more
Yeah.
than I tend to drink a lot of water more than I eat food, and also I think the one thing I kind of embraced is especially like post football, um, it's really important to eat well. And when I say well, like kind of I try to kind of do mostly whole foods and mostly like organic and so forth. The reason why is just because it's your body is fighting every day,
Okay.
and kind of want to make that battle a little bit easier, and especially like with my kiddos and so forth. I said to myself like I want to make sure that um I live a long and healthy enough life so then that way I can be around for them. And I think the worst thing is like having a loved one kind of disappear on you, And I
Yeah.
said, if it's gonna be me, I'm not gonna make it easy for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? So,
Gotcha.
so I,
So,
with cheat meals, like, there's probably a few meals where it's not like to say like, oh, like I'm literally like, um, what's the word? Like, teetotal, but like, there's like a few like different favorite foods that I like wings. I love wings and sushi, like the biggest fans of those. And usually I kind of give myself like, hey, there's like one weekend in a month where I can have them, and then try
okay.
to be good for the time.
So he said it again, guys. Don't touch him when he's eating them wings.
Yeah, I
Don't
will
go near the
like, yeah,
wings. That's his
yeah,
cheat
it'll
meal
be a
right
problem.
there.
Exactly, it'll be a real problem.
So you would say you count your macros, you watch everything you eat, and possibly meal prep. Am I going to say safe to say that as well,
Nah,
or not really meal
nah,
prepping?
yeah, not really meal prepping, or like even counting macros and so forth. I feel like you can do that stuff, but it, I'm also under the impression that like, hey, food is meant to be enjoyed. You make it a science, and I bet you any money there's going to be a lot of foods that you end up eating just because you're trying to stay healthy, as opposed to eating it because it's a meal that you actually enjoy. And so, as I said again, I try to make healthy versions of foods that I love eating, because if I'm going to spend time eating, I want it to be enjoyable at least. So
Okay.
things that have some good flavor and so forth. And I think, meal prepping sometimes there's certain foods that I can eat over and over again, but I feel like, you owe it to yourself where it's like, hey, maybe I don't want to eat like rice and chicken today. I want to eat some, I want to eat some sweet potato fries, like some home cooked sweet potato fries with like, maybe some homemade turkey burgers or something like that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So if you feel like eating it, you're gonna eat it, right? Is that what we're pretty much at?
Yeah. So like, sometimes you just kind of wake up and you just feel like, hey, look, today, this is the meal. I've really been craving this meal, so let me make it today.
Man, that's it's a lot of discipline though, because you're eating the healthy version of it. Especially if you
Hey,
have a kid
at
around,
first,
because you have a kid around when they get older,
hey,
they're gonna be testing that theory a lot.
hey, look, I feel you. And I think like, first of all, it was, it definitely was discipline. So I was like, I have to try my best to, to make sure that all these meals are good. And as I go along, it's just now become just like automatic. So thankfully, it's not a struggle at this point. Before, I ain't gonna lie, when I first started out and I said, like, okay, cool, like, this is just gonna have to be a lifestyle now. It was a struggle, and it really was. It really kind of did have them days where it tested you a lot. And then, I said again, luckily now I'm in the position where it's like, okay, great. It's just, this is just what I do on a daily basis. As my kiddo gets older, we'll see how that kind of like changes. Because obviously, like, they're not gonna, they're not gonna be thinking like, hey, I need to have something that's like, kind of organic. They're gonna be thinking like, hey, give me candy.
Yeah, that is true. Because I'm not a candy person, but my kids are around. They're trying to force candy on me. Like one of the few big guys that doesn't like a lot of sweets and stuff. I'm more into
Hey,
like
look,
Texas barbecue and fajitas and stuff like that.
hey, more power to you, man. Like, as I said again, can't go wrong with that, man. The heat is in Texas barbecue are like absolutely fire.
Oh yeah. So we're just gonna skip ahead though, because I'm probably pretty sure you get the nutrition questions a lot. You, but we'll probably tap into a little bit more. But you just came back from a trip, from what I heard and from what I'm seeing. You were in the UK, um, Gillingham High Street, I believe,
hmm
in
hmm
in the UK. What did that trip consist of? You were out there wrestling, competing, or for fun?
Yes. So I was out there wrestling and competing, and then also, that being my home, I was out there, visiting family, seeing like, just getting some time at home, and then training as well. So I was training really hard at hustle, and learning a lot of stuff that I could definitely use um, for um, everything that I've got coming up and lined up. And right now it's going to probably be entering like a really busy period for that. So, just making sure that, kind of have my P's and Q's in order. And then, yeah, working with UKPW, which is a big promotion out there in the UK, was an absolute, was an absolute blessing, man. It was a great show. It was a great promotion to work for. And, just seeing all the big things that they just have going. for it, and to be a part of that was special because it's very competitive to get on that, and the fact that I was like kind of offered that opportunity was really 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 big for me.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Um, any of the matches online that we can see? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, yeah. What's it? I have my YouTube channel up. It's in my link tree, and so I tend to all my matches and stuff. I tend to post it on my YouTube and kind of get that done as well.
Another one.
Hey,
Okay, go play. But yeah, I mean,
and
in your link tree on your profile, you said.
yeah, my link tree's on my profile, and if it needs, I can definitely send it so it
Oh
can be
yeah.
put in the show notes
Well,
and
yeah, I
so
mean,
forth.
but for sure, I mean, it's on your Facebook. You got your X, YouTube, two YouTube channels, and Twitch.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be
Well,
out there
I'm
gaming
I'm
too,
definitely gonna
buddy.
check that out for sure, man. Because one thing I like to watch is anything wrestling, right? So,
Hey, that's as I said again. I've got everything that you can think of wrestling on there, and so yeah, and I'm always constantly updating it, putting everything that I've got going up there, and you know, anybody who wants to kind of see that and stay, um, stay locked into the journey, just definitely go there, and that's gonna have everything rolling.
so, so while on your trip, how did it feel to be at home competing in a wrestling ring on a with a big company like that?
Um, to be honest, in terms of the competition itself, it felt pretty like, kind of like standard. It felt pretty like, okay, great. This is just, you know, what I do, but then it's different because now you're in your home crowd, you're with people who literally represent where I come from, which is the UK, and it's just like this overwhelming sense of pride, kind of doing it there because, you know, literally I wrestle most of the time here or the States. And so it kind of felt like a proud moment to just kind of be over there and get to show those people how hard I've been working over here to be able to make that opportunity a reality. So, and then also the crowd was like absolutely phenomenal. It was a big crowd, and they were absolutely like wild. So that even made it more special. And I can't wait to do it again. I think it definitely is something that I kind of want to, kind of tap into, especially like, being from the UK. I want to, kind of tap in there and, kind of make my name a little bit of a UK staple. And yeah, try to put on for the whole UK, especially like
Yeah.
anybody who's representing over in these parts.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't blame you on that one because I've always said it. I've said it publicly in front of a lot of people on live that I think overseas crowds are always better. I think it's because they don't get a lot of it. They have the local talent and everything, but to see someone go from where they're from to over here, then go back with a very very different skill set from what they're used to. Plus, WWE doesn't go there a lot. AEW doesn't go there a lot, and when they do, it's pretty much like what a 2 week tour, and then they're out. So for them to get that kind of action for as long as you were there, it's like they're like, wow, okay, we're gonna take it in while we can.
Hey, and I think that's the biggest thing, like to kind of like, as you said, just embrace the fact that it is a different element, a different crowd, different set of people. And this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to do something that's outside of your comfort zone. You're not in home territory no more. So now you have to adapt and see what these people like. And then when you do that, make sure that you embrace it. Make sure you embrace the journey. Make sure you embrace the fun of it because it's literally like the biggest thrill ride ever because you're now tapping into a whole different market there. This is going to be an opportunity. And actually, no, it's not even it could be an opportunity. It's definitely an opportunity to shrink the world in terms of you can bring two worlds together and where they might not necessarily know much about what goes on in your world or what that looks like in your world. Now they've seen you and they've literally tapped into you. They're going to tap into that world because of you. And so now you're literally not only doing that for yourself, but there's so many people out there who could benefit from that as well, where it's just like, oh wow, we got this whole new market that's in here that's literally tapped into us now. And it's not just you no more, it's just into us now. Then that's where people get more fans, more fan bases, and it becomes easier for people to identify the products and identify you. So, you know, from just what you said about being in different crowds and so forth, it's definitely the best opportunity, a great opportunity, and like it's so crazy because it's like you just don't know what's going to happen, and once it does happen, you're like, wow, this definitely not what I imagined. It's actually better,
Man, I can only imagine. I haven't had that experience, but maybe one day I'll get there, right?
and you'll get there.
No,
You'll
I'll
you'll
get
get
there.
there.
I'll be one of those podcasters that gets invited to one of the shows, right? Um,
Exactly.
I'm hoping for that. If anybody's watching, you want to have me to your shows. I'm just kidding. Um, but obviously, we're gonna move along now and get to the nitty gritty of the whole conversation, right? The thing that everybody wants to know: when are we gonna see you in NTW again, man?
Well, as far as I know, I should be facing the winner of Red Chambers versus Devion Black from the summer. Originally, it was meant to be a triple threat match, but Chris Hill had decided that that wasn't going to be for the best. So then that's when I decided to just kind of book my trip overseas and head over there and waiting for who the winner was going to be. And I like to bet it that way because it means like, okay, cool. Whoever I face,
Oh,
definitely like, that's going to be the the stronger fight. So
oh yeah.
so
So
basically, I know that's lined up for whenever the next NTW show is, and so that's why I'm out here
so
preparing, getting ready.
we have the winner.
Hmm.
We have the new NTW World Champion Devion Black, who
Hmm.
I interviewed this past week and had some words about you on that podcast. Um,
Yeah, don't worry. I heard I was trying my best to be I was trying my best to be politically correct.
oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that here. I need you to break loose a little bit. Obviously, we got that winner, and I'm assuming that match is going to happen, which I'm hoping because y'all have two different styles, two different backgrounds, and I think that's just going to make a great match. Obviously, you're no slouch. You're not going to take it easy on him, and obviously, him being the new champion, he's obviously going to go out to prove something to you. Now, with all that, is there anything you want to say to him while you're here?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in America about 15 years now, training, fighting, and all that stuff. And I think one of the most profound things I kind of realized, or I guess learned about America, is about the Second Amendment. Because at least in England we don't have a Second Amendment, and we don't really carry guns over there.
Yeah.
And I think I realized once I got here, it's very prevalent. And then having a few conversations with people from, many different backgrounds, law enforcement, just regular civilians, like, a lot of people always said, man, Jace, if you ever got like super angry, I'm gonna have to just use my right to the Second Amendment to put you down. And a lot of people ask me and say, man, aren't you offended by that and so forth? And I said, no, not really, because it shows that people respect how dangerous I am. And so, to my friend Davion, like, and he's been talking real crazy. I think you have to kind of understand that, dude. Like, if people respect me enough to want to use the Second Amendment on me, then imagine, like, you can't use that in the ring. So, like, imagine what's going to happen to you, fam. And in saying that, I mean, I don't think you understand. I'm a dangerous human being, dude. Like, it's not even like, it's not even like that's me trying to kind of do a promo because I don't do promos. I do promises. Like, I'm literally like telling you who I am. And so, yeah, man, the reason why I can smile and can say it's so calm is because when you're me, I mean, what have you got to be, angry about? What are to get out of character about? Like, like it's a foregone conclusion. So, Yeah, but I still respect you as a champion. You know, you didn't get here by being no slouch. I know you're and I know the grind and I know the work that you put in. So I guess my thing to you is, bro, like, yeah, just keep working hard, man. Because like, if you're gonna want to put me down, bro, you're gonna really have to put me down. Because if you don't, you know, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be the champion. And I really don't care how you feel about that. I really don't care how anybody feels about that. Like, but guess what? When you win stuff, when you win a match, you get whatever comes with it. And in this case, it's gonna be your belt. So that's just all I got to say about that. And if you really, if you really feel some type of way about it, we can meet before then. I'm definitely game for that. Okay.
I would not have expected you to answer any differently, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not. Not in this business, right?
Mm-hmm. Not in this
'Cause
business.
no. Oh. So, man, I really do appreciate you coming on here with me, man. I really do. I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot going on, especially with the 1 year old.
Mhm.
It's
Hey, and you
been
too. So you got a little artist right there who's trying to show you the gallery,
uh,
so you have to go there and be
uh,
attentive. You know what I'm saying?
that's just one of them. I have two. So the
Hey,
big
look,
sister
as I said
though.
again, hey, that's the thing. Was enjoy the blessings. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, what's it? I definitely need to go and enjoy some time with them, with those young ones, man.
Oh
They're
yeah,
cute.
definitely, definitely. But before we end all this, social media wise, where can people find you?
Hey, so that's Jase Osei on all social medias, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Also, Jase Osei on YouTube, on Twitch streams. My link tree is in my bio, so definitely check those out. And then again, if you want to make sure that you visit the Ronin store. And this isn't just a t-shirt, this is the flag of the muscular. So if you wear this, that's just saying that you choose your own path, you choose your own way, and you got somebody who's backing you the whole way. Because that's why I do it. So wherever your dreams are, my dreams too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I can definitely respect that. And you heard it, all the social medias. And is that also where you can take bookings?
Yes, sir. So as I said again, you're gonna see it all there. You can reach out to me by all socials or email, like which is again gonna be in the link tree. And yeah, what's it, Jake? The Ronin is always willing to hear from everybody.
All right. Sounds good. Y'all heard from him himself. This was an honor, man. Really do appreciate it. And as always, guys, make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. Our link tree will be down there below with along with his. But until next time, y'all stay safe. God bless and peace.
God bless.